Hi everyone. Today I'm going to discuss about data types in C programming language. Actually, if any programming language we are normally using for performing some tasks or some applications. So for that, for representing in our application, it requires some different kind of data. For example, if we take an example, employee details, we want to maintain employee detail. The name of the employee in the form of alphabets and ID maybe integer. Then the salary package of the employee may be represented in some pointed value like 35,780 like this. And This kind of thing need different kind of data formats. So for supporting that, the programming language is different data types, which helps us to use based on our need. So in C programming language, primary data type is there. It support integer, float, character, and string components. We will discuss one by one now. So normally C language is very rich in its data types. So variety of data types are available for supporting this programming language. So in ANSI, C supports three classes of data types: primary data types, derived data types, and user-defined data types. So under the primary data type, uh, already said integer, float, char, string, double, which comes under the category of primary data type. The remaining data types are derived data type and user-defined data types. So normally these user-defined and derived data types are mainly focused on the next forthcoming sessions. So it's a concept of structure, union, enum, and then under the derived arrays, functions, pointers will use. So now we're going to discuss only the primary data type or built-in data types. It is a fundamental data type. So under this category, integer will use. Normally the keyword which is used for representing the integer is int. So all small letters. For representing character data type, it's use keyword, char, or small letters. For representing floating point value, we can use a float data type. So the keyword used for that type is float. Likewise, double and void. So, according to that, different data types, while saving in the memory, it occupies some different memory spaces. So, it varies from data type to data type. So, we will see one by one. So, first category, integer data type. The integers are whole numbers. So, normally it accepts the whole number. The range of value is deferred. So in memory, occupation is 2 bytes, 16-bit storage. So normally under the integer data type, there are two kind of data types, short integer and long integer. Normally the range is short or long. The range is 65,000, either negative or positive. 0 to 65,000, 535 is the range. So under this category, short integer, it only stored minimal digits of values. So it is not enough for some kind of application. That time we can use long integer. It accepts more number of digits representation. So when comparing the memory storage, the short integer or normal integer occupies 2 bytes, whereas the long integer uses 4 bytes of memory storage. So here, another one kind of thing is there under integer, signed integer and unsigned integer. The signed integer is used for representing both positive and negative integer values, whereas unsigned integer is only for representing the positive integers. So the control string is used for, or format string is used for referring the integer value is percentage d will be used. For short integer or signed integer. If we want to represent long integer, control string is percentage ld. For unsigned integer, the control string is percentage u. So I already said the keyword used for integer is int. Then for long integer, long int. Then signed integer, just int. Unsigned integer, unsigned int. We can also use short as a keyword for representing short integer. So these are all the subcategories comes under the integer data type. Next, floating point data type. The floating point data types is for normally real numbers stored. So the memory occupation of this data type is 4 bytes. So we can store 32-bit values under this list with the 6 digits of precision value. So after decimal point, 6 digits we can store. So normally the keyboard used for representing float is float, small letters. Then some situations, the float is also insufficient. That time we can use double to define the number. The double data type, the bytes occupation is 8 bytes. So 64 bits we can store. So the precision of 14 digits. These are all known as double precision numbers. We can also call it as double precision numbers. So double type represent same data type but greater precision. That's why we can use double values. Normally, exponential values are represented by using double. To extend this, we can also use long double. Long double storage is 10 bytes. So totally 80 bits we can store under this category. So under the primary data type, we discussed so far as integer. Under the integer, int, long int. So normally int is also a short int. Then signed and unsigned int. Then next we discussed about floating point value. So float under this category, float, double and long double we discussed. Next, character data type. So character data type is a single character which is enclosed within a single code, either a single letter or single number or special character or any single white space. We can represent it in a single code is called a character. So in this, usually it occupies 1 byte of storage. So that means 8 bit. So the control string used for representing character data type is percentage %C. For float value, percentage %F. For long float, double percentage %L will be used. So for the character data type, percentage %C will be used as a control string. The range of this is 0 to 255, which means the signed means the minus 128 to plus 127, the range. Another one category void, so it doesn't return any value. So void type has no values. Null. This is usually used to specify type functions. So when you use void, it doesn't return any value. This is the summary of the entire data type, primary data type. So character, it occupies one size is 1 byte, range is 128 to 127. So control string or format string is percentage %C. For unsigned char is 0 to 255 because only accept the positive range of values. So the negative range will be converted in that the side of positive range. So this is also percentage %D format string. Then shorter enters 2 bytes of storage. So the range is minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. The control string is used for representing short, it is percentage %D or either you can use percentage %I. For unsigned int, only accept the positive range. So the range is 0 to 65,000 identified, remaining like this.